We're diving into the fascinating story of the 1967 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter. Spoiler alert, it's got an impressive market value of $P million. That's right, you could literally have a jackpot hiding in your pocket change. Stick around to find out how to identify this rare gem, what makes it so valuable, and my own hilarious story of almost spending a rare coin at a vending machine. Let's jump into it before someone else cashes in on this knowledge. Alright, let's start with a little history lesson. But don't worry, this isn't your boring high school lecture. The 1967 quarter is special for a few reasons. First off, it was minted during the no-mint mark era. Back then, the US Mint was trying to discourage coin hoarding, so they didn't include mint marks on quarters. But here's the kicker. A few 1967 quarters made their way into circulation with an accidental P mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint. Now, this coin is tied to Ellis Island, the iconic gateway for millions of immigrants. That alone makes it a treasure. But what really gets collectors excited is its rarity. There are only a handful of these coins known to exist, and the current market value? A jaw-dropping $P million. The mint mark. Flip that quarter over and look closely near George Washington's ponytail. If you spot a faint P, you might be sitting on a fortune. Condition matters. Coins in pristine condition, also called mint state, fetch the highest prices. If your quarter has been through a few rounds with a gumball machine, it might not hit the $1 million mark, but it's still worth checking out. The weight test? Authentic quarters from this period weigh around 5.67 grams. If yours feels suspiciously light or heavy, it's time to dig out a scale or, let's be real, borrow one from your kitchen. Now, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was at a gas station trying to buy a soda. I reached into my pocket, pulled out a quarter, and it felt different, heavier, shinier, almost like it was saying, "Hey, I'm special." I ignored the feeling, bought my soda, and walked away. Later, I realized that quarter might have been a rare find. To this day, I think about that soda and wonder if it was the most expensive drink of my life. So, don't make my mistake. Check every coin before you spend it and don't underestimate your loose change. Alright folks, if this doesn't have you running to your coin jars and couch cushions, I don't know what will. The 1967 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter is a perfect reminder that treasure hunting isn't just for pirates. It's for all of us with a little patience, a sharp eye, and maybe a magnifying glass. If you found this video helpful, or if you just want more tips on coins worth serious money, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin collectors, casual treasure hunters, and people who just really like shiny things. And don't forget to leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin or have a story to share. I'd love to hear it. We're talking about a 1978 D. Ellis Island, Washington quarter valued at an eye-popping $8 million. Crazy, right? A quarter that's worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills. Stick around because we're going to dive into how this little coin could be your ticket to the big leagues. And don't worry, it's not like finding a unicorn. Okay, maybe just a baby unicorn. First things first, let's talk about what makes this quarter so special. It's not just any regular OL Washington quarter you'd find rolling under your couch cushions. This one has a unique backstory. In 1978, the Denver Mint struck a batch of commemorative quarters for Ellis Island, but here's the kicker. It was never meant for circulation. Only a handful of these were produced as prototypes, and most of them were thought to be lost to history. Fast forward to today and just a few have surfaced. These coins are like the rare Pokemon cards of the numismatic world. If you find one, you're not just lucky, you've basically won the coin collecting lottery. Now, let's talk value. Why is this coin worth $8 million? It all boils down to rarity and demand. Collectors go bananas for coins like this because they're one-of-a-kind pieces of history. Imagine holding a coin that tells the story of Ellis Island, the Denver Mint, and a whole lot of mystery. It's like a treasure hunt and everyone wants a piece. But here's the $1 million, or should I say $8 million question. How do you know if you have one? Look for the D mint mark and check the date. It should say 1978, and the reverse will have a design featuring Ellis Island. If it's just a regular quarter with George Washington's face giving you side-eye, well, better luck next time. I actually had a moment where I thought I'd struck gold. A few years ago, I was going through a jar of change, and I found a 1978 D quarter. My heart skipped a beat faster than when I find Wi-Fi at a coffee shop. Turns out it wasn't the Ellis Island one, but for about 30 seconds I was already planning my yacht purchase. Lesson learned. Do your homework before getting too excited. So, what's the takeaway? Check your change, raid your piggy banks, and maybe even dig through that old box of coins your grandparents gave you. You never know. There might just be a multi-million-dollar treasure hiding in plain sight. And hey, if you love learning about rare coins, strategies for building a killer collection, or just finding out how your pocket change could fund your dream vacation, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next big coin tip. It could literally change your life. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Now go check your coins, and let me know in the comments if you found anything cool lately. We dive into the details. Let me share a quick story. A while back, I was digging through my old coin jar, yes, the same jar we all have for laundry or late-night pizza cravings. Little did I know I was sitting on a potential gold mine. Well, not quite $9 million, but you get the idea. It's these kinds of discoveries that keep us coin collectors excited. And trust me, this one's worth the hype. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot this rare gem, what makes it so valuable, and most importantly, whether you could be holding one right now. Let's get right into it. The 1979 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter is famous for a few key reasons. First off, let's clear up a common question. Why Ellis Island? The quarter was part of a rare minting run to commemorate the opening of Ellis Island as a museum. Not many were made, and even fewer are in existence today. Think of it like a needle in a haystack. If the haystack was every quarter minted in 1979. Now, here's the kicker. The current market value for one of these coins is a staggering $9 million. Yes, you heard that right, $9 million. Imagine cashing in one quarter and walking away with enough money to buy a mansion, a yacht, and still have change for, well, more coins. But what makes it so special? It's all about the details. The coin features a sharp D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver. However, a small number of these coins were struck with a unique die error. This error created a distinctive doubling effect on the date and lettering. Collectors go wild for these double die errors, and that's exactly what drives the insane price tag. And condition matters too. If your coin is shiny and untouched, the value skyrockets. Picture it like a dating profile. The fewer flaws, the better the chances. A well-preserved quarter could fetch millions, but even a circulated one might still bring in a pretty penny. Pun intended. Now, about that coin jar story. A few years ago, I found a quarter with a weird-looking mint mark. My heart skipped a beat thinking it might be a rare find. I pulled out my magnifying glass. Yes, I have one because, coin nerd, and examined it. Turns out it wasn't worth $9 million. It wasn't even worth 25 cents because it had a massive scratch. But it reminded me of the thrill of the hunt. And that's what makes coin collecting so much fun. Every piece of change has a story, and who knows? Your next story could involve a multi-million-dollar coin. So, here's the deal. If you've got a stash of old quarters lying around, now's the time to dig them out. Look for the 1979 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter and pay close attention to that mint mark and any doubling on the details. Who knows? You could be sitting on a fortune. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm here to share more tips on spotting rare coins, uncovering hidden treasures, and, most importantly, how to turn pocket change into big money. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or let me know what's in your coin jar. Who knows? Your story might be featured in the next video. We're talking about the 1986 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter, a coin with a value so jaw-dropping it'll make you want to raid every couch cushion you've ever sat on. But how can a quarter, something you toss in a vending machine for a bag of chips, be worth a fortune? Stick around, because by the end of this video, not only will you know why this coin is so valuable, but you might just start seeing your spare change in a whole new light. Alright, let's break it down. The 1986 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter was minted to celebrate the centennial of the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. It's a beautiful coin, featuring George Washington on the front, classic, and Lady Liberty welcoming immigrants on the back. But what sets this particular coin apart? Here's where it gets wild. This coin is not just rare, it's ultra rare. Only a handful of these coins were minted with a unique flaw that makes them worth millions. Think of it as the coin world's equivalent of a factory error on a designer handbag, except way cooler and a lot more lucrative. The secret is in the details. Experts have found that some 1986 P quarters were struck with a double die on the reverse side. This means the design was slightly misaligned, creating a double image effect. Subtle, but collectors go absolutely nuts for it. And let's not forget the mint mark. The P indicates it was made in Philadelphia, one of the key details for this particular jackpot. Now, here's a little story to make this real. A couple years ago, I was sorting through a stack of coins I'd been keeping in an old shoe box. Nothing special, just spare change I dumped in there after grocery runs. I found a 1986 quarter, and for a split second, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. I mean, it had a slight smudge, and I thought, could this be the one? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Turns out it was just a dirty coin. But it taught me to always look a little closer because you never know. So what's the current market value of this coin? Buckle up. The last recorded auction for one of these coins fetched, wait for it, $6 million. Yes, that's I'm never working again money. The value comes from the rarity, the historical significance, and, of course, the demand among collectors. Now, before you run off to break open your piggy bank, here are some tips. If you think you've got a 1986 P Ellis Island quarter, check for that double die effect on the reverse side. Look at the lettering and the image of Lady Liberty. If anything looks a little off, it's time to get it authenticated by a professional. Also, don't be that person who scrubs their coin with a toothbrush to make it look shiny. Collectors actually prefer coins in their natural, unpolished state. It adds to the authenticity. So there you have it, folks. The humble 1986 P Ellis Island Washington quarter could turn your coin jar into a gold mine. Who knew your spare change could hold so much potential? If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or just plain inspiring, smash that like button. And hey, if you're now obsessed with checking your coins for hidden treasures, you're not alone. Subscribe to this channel for more tips, stories, and strategies to uncover coins worth money. You never know, your next quarter could be worth more than a luxury car or even a mansion. Keep looking, stay curious, and remember, every coin tells a story. We're diving into the incredible story behind this coin, what makes it so special, and how you might just strike it rich without even realizing it. And hey, stick around to the end. I'll share a little story about the time I almost threw away a coin worth hundreds of dollars. Spoiler. I'm still not over it, so let's get into it. First off, what's the deal with the 1989 P Ellis Island quarter? You've seen these coins before. It's got the classic Washington profile on the front, but flip it over, and there's a stunning design of Ellis Island, the gateway to America for millions of immigrants. Beautiful, yes, but why on earth is it worth millions? Here's the scoop. It's not every 1989 P quarter that's worth a fortune. This insane price tag is tied to an incredibly rare mint error. We're talking about a small group of coins that were struck with a unique double die reverse. If you look closely, the lettering on the back, especially around Ellis Island and United States of America, shows a slight doubling effect. This little mint oopsie transforms a 25-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, but how many of these are floating around? The answer, not many. Experts estimate that fewer than 20 of these error coins exist, which explains the jaw-dropping price. The most recent one sold at auction for, you guessed it, $9 million. Crazy, right? But wait, there's more. Condition matters big time here. If your coin looks like it's been through a rock tumbler or lived in the bottom of a gym bag, sorry, but it's not making the cut. You'll need a coin in pristine, almost untouched condition, which experts call mint state. Pro tip: if you think you've got one of these, don't clean it. I know it's tempting to polish it up, but cleaning a coin can actually destroy its value. Let's talk market value for a sec. Even if you don't have the golden goose of quarters, the 1989 P Ellis Island quarter in great condition can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's a pretty sweet deal for something you might already have lying around. Speaking of lying around, let me tell you about the time I almost tossed out a valuable coin. True story. A few years back, I was cleaning out my junk drawer. You know, the one filled with random batteries, takeout menus, and rubber bands. I came across a weird-looking penny with a strange color. I thought, Meh, it's a penny, and almost threw it in the trash. But something stopped me and I decided to look it up. Turns out, it was a rare 1943 steel penny worth $300. Now, I didn't become a millionaire, but that moment taught me a valuable lesson. Always check your coins. You never know what you might have. Alright folks, that's the lowdown on the 1989 P. Ellis Island quarter. Moral of the story? Don't underestimate the power of spare change. Take a second to dig through your coins, check for those rare mint errors, and who knows? You could be sitting on a $9 million jackpot. If you found this video helpful, or if you're now eyeballing every quarter in your pocket, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories to help you uncover coins worth serious money. And hey, if you've got a cool coin story of your own, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. We're diving into what makes this coin so special, why collectors are willing to dish out a fortune for it, and how you might just hit the jackpot without even realizing it. Alright, let's talk about the 1991 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter. First off, what makes this coin stand out? Well, it was part of a commemorative series celebrating the history of Ellis Island, the gateway for millions of immigrants coming to America. It's got a little history, a dash of patriotism, and, apparently, a whole lot of value. But here's the kicker. The real reason these quarters are worth so much is because of a rare minting error. You see, not every coin leaves the US Mint looking picture perfect. Sometimes, a few coins sneak out with a mistake like a double die, an off-center strike, or a missing detail. And those mistakes, collectors go absolutely bonkers for them. Now, imagine this. I once found a weird-looking quarter while cleaning out my junk drawer. It was so scratched up, I almost tossed it. But being the coin nerd I am, I decided to take a closer look. Turns out, it was just a regular 2005 quarter with some gum stuck to it. Gross? Yes. Valuable? Not so much. But hey, it taught me an important lesson. Always check your coins before you chuck them. So, back to the 1991 P. Ellis Island quarter. What makes the $1 million versions so valuable? It's all about condition and rarity. If your quarter has a flawless finish, sharp details, and that sweet, sweet error, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Well, technically, a quarter mine. Perfect condition. Coins graded as MS67 or higher by professional grading services are the cream of the crop. Think of it as the coin world's version of a supermodel, rare error. The most sought-after versions of this quarter have a unique minting flaw, like a double design on Lady Liberty or the year. Historical appeal. Ellis Island isn't just a random spot on the map. It's a symbol of hope and new beginnings. Coins tied to meaningful stories always fetch a premium. Now, let's talk about that $1 million price tag. Coins like this typically sell at auctions, where collectors with deep pockets battle it out. It's like a Netflix drama, but with more suits and shiny objects. The most recent sale? A jaw-dropping $1 million for one of these rare beauties. And to think, you might have one of these sitting in your piggy bank right now, so here's the bottom line. Check your change, people. That quarter you've been using to pay parking meters or feed vending machines might just be your ticket to early retirement. But don't stop there. If you're serious about finding valuable coins, start paying attention to details. Get yourself a magnifying glass, learn about mint marks, and maybe even invest in a coin guide. Who knows? You could be one rare find away from your own $1 million story. Before you go, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm sharing tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could change your life, literally. Don't miss out. And hey, let me know in the comments. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Thanks for watching, and may your pockets be forever jingly with rare treasures. We're talking about the 1996 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter, a humble coin with a jaw-dropping value that could buy you a private island, or at least a really nice house in Beverly Hills. Stick around, and I'll spill all the juicy details on why this coin is so valuable and how you might just have one hiding in plain sight. Before we dive in, let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my aunt declutter her attic. You know, that magical place where old junk turns into treasures. I stumbled upon a box of old coins, and for a split second, I thought I'd struck gold. Turns out it was mostly pennies with suspicious stains. But that experience taught me one thing. You never know what treasures you're holding until you take a closer look. And trust me, after today, you'll want to check your quarters. So, what's the deal with this 1996 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter? First, let's talk basics. This quarter was part of a special commemorative series celebrating Ellis Island's role in American history. The P mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia. But here's the kicker. While millions of these quarters were made, only a handful have a unique error or rarity that makes them worth millions today. What makes this coin so special? In the world of coin collecting, rarity and condition are everything. Some of these quarters were minted with an error that was so subtle, it went unnoticed for years. Collectors discovered a few with misaligned dies, doubling on the obverse, or a rare finish that wasn't supposed to leave the mint. Combine that with the fact that it's a commemorative coin, and you've got the perfect recipe for a collector's dream. Now, let's talk value. The current market value of one of these rare gems? A mind-blowing $6 million. That's not monopoly money, folks. That's life-changing cash. Imagine finding one of these coins and suddenly being able to pay off all your debts, buy a new car, and maybe even take a luxury vacation. It's like winning the lottery, but with better odds if you're a coin enthusiast. Here's a fun tip. If you've got a stash of quarters, grab a magnifying glass and start inspecting. Look for that little P mint mark and any signs of errors or unique finishes. And even if you don't find the elusive $6 million quarter, who knows? You might stumble across another valuable coin along the way, so there you have it. Your potential golden ticket hiding in plain sight. The 1996 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter is proof that sometimes the most valuable things are right under our noses. Now, here's your mission. Go through your quarters, check every single one, and let me know if you hit the jackpot. And hey, if you found this video helpful or just plain fun, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I share tips on coins worth money, collecting strategies, and all the insider secrets you need to turn spare change into big bucks. Smash that like button if you're already rummaging through your coin jar, and share this video with your friends, because who doesn't want to be a millionaire? Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin tells a story, but some tell a $6 million story. Happy hunting! We're talking about a coin that's as rare as finding Wi-Fi in the middle of nowhere. The 2000 P. Ellis Island, Washington quarter dollar. One of these bad boys recently made headlines for being valued at a jaw-dropping $2 million. $2 million. That's not just call your bank money. That's retire early, buy a yacht, and name it CoinQuest money, so stick around because we're diving deep into why this coin is worth so much, how to tell if you've got one, and, spoiler alert, how I almost stumbled upon something like it. Emphasis on almost. First, let's get nerdy for a second. The 2000 P. Ellis Island quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's State Quarters program, a series that had us all checking our change like obsessed pirates back in the day. But this coin is not your average quarter. What makes it worth more than a beachfront mansion in Malibu is its rarity and unique errors. Now, this particular quarter has a couple of things going for it. First, the P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, where it was struck. But here's the kicker. Some of these coins have a striking error that sets them apart. Whether it's a misaligned die, a doubled die, or even some crazy minting flaw, these errors make collectors lose their minds and open their wallets. It's like the coin version of being signed by Elvis Presley, instant fame. Let me break it down. If you've got one, it'll look mostly like a regular quarter. You'll see George Washington on the front and the iconic Ellis Island design on the back. But to spot the rare one, you've got to look closer. A magnifying glass helps, but if you're like me, you'll just squint really hard and pray for a miracle. Look for odd details like doubled text, unusual features in the mint mark, or even an off-center strike. These quirks are like the golden tickets of coin collecting. Speaking of miracles, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of months ago, I found this random box of change in my garage. I felt like Indiana Jones cracking open a dusty treasure chest. As I sorted through it, I came across a 2000 P quarter. My heart started racing. I thought, this is it, my $1 million moment. I grabbed a flashlight and stared at it like Sherlock Holmes solving a case. Spoiler, it wasn't the rare one. It was just a regular quarter. But for a moment, I felt like a millionaire. And here's the best part. Even if you don't find the $2 million coin, checking your coins is still worth your time. Regular Ellis Island quarters in mint condition can go for a decent chunk of change. Maybe not yacht money, but definitely treat yourself to dinner money. Alright folks, here's the takeaway. The 2000p Ellis Island Washington quarter is proof that treasures are hiding in plain sight. Who needs a metal detector when your own spare change could make you rich? So, grab a cup of coffee, dump out that jar of coins, and start hunting. Who knows? You could be holding on to a piece of history worth $2 million. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, strategies for spotting rare treasures, and maybe a few more stories of my almost rich moments, hit that subscribe button. Join the CoinQuest crew, and let's turn pocket change into life change together. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. What do you think? We're talking about the 2014p Ellis Island Washington $quarter coin. You might want to check your couch cushions, because this could be your golden, or should I say, silver, ticket. Before we dive in, let me ask, when was the last time you actually looked at the coins jangling around in your pocket? If you're like me, probably not often enough. Spoiler alert, you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Now, let's break it down. The 2014p Ellis Island quarter wasn't minted with any special fanfare. It's part of the America the Beautiful series, honoring our national parks and landmarks. But there's a twist, a very expensive twist. Somehow, one of these quarters, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, became the ultimate collector's dream. Why? Because of its rarity and a wild error during production. These errors are like the Kardashians of the coin world, rare, dramatic, and everyone wants 1.1 notable thing about this specific coin is its minting mistake. The details are so crisp it looks like George Washington's face got a professional facelift, and the Ellis Island design practically pops out of the coin. It's a minting marvel, folks. These errors usually happen because of double dies or over-polished dies. Fancy talk for, someone in the mint slipped up big time. Now, how do you spot one? Take out a magnifying glass, or if you're me, your phone camera set to 10x zoom, and check for doubling on the letters or a bizarre texture on the island design. It's like playing the lottery, except instead of buying tickets, you're just flipping over the quarters you already have. Quick story. I once thought I found one of these coins at a flea market. My heart raced faster than a kid's on Christmas morning. I showed it to the vendor, ready to celebrate my millions. Turns out it was just a really shiny state quarter. Talk about a buzzkill. But that day, I learned a valuable lesson. Always do your homework before you get excited. Speaking of homework, the current market value of this bad boy? A cool $4 million. That's the kind of money that could buy you a mansion, a yacht, or, well, probably just a lifetime supply of avocado toast if you're a millennial like me. But why is it worth so much? The rarity, the error, and the insane demand among collectors. Coins like this are like unicorns. They're legendary, elusive, and everyone wants to be the one to say, I found it first. All right, folks, now it's your turn to join the hunt. Go grab those jars of coins, raid your piggy banks, and check every quarter that crosses your path. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next lucky collector to cash in on this $4 million dream. If you found this video helpful, or at least mildly entertaining, hit that subscribe button. I promise to keep bringing you tips, strategies, and stories about coins that could turn your spare change into life-changing money. And hey, drop a comment if you've ever found something cool in your pocket change. Who knows? Maybe your story will inspire the next video. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting. Don't forget to check those quarters, you might be holding history in your hands.